Hey there, everybody. It's Scott, the Wisconsin Florida project guy. Well, believe it or not, today I don't have a project. Today, this video is going to be an information video regarding certain devices you can have to have power up devices in your house when you lose power, like during a hurricane. So I got a few things that I'm going to point out, which I have. I mean, it's up to you if you want to get them. But I'll start with some of the smaller stuff first. So this here is a little battery backup that I use to charge my phone, my cell phone. This one here, the size, if my cell phone was dead, I probably could get like 2 charges out of it. And I have like maybe 2 or 3 of these in the house. So that way you can keep power onto your cell phone. The thing is, just because you have power to your cell phone, if you don't have cellular and or Wi-Fi, it's pretty much useless. Because the cellular can go out. I got Verizon, and during Irma, we lost Verizon. And our Wi-Fi you can lose if your Comcast goes out. You won't have Wi-Fi in your house. So its battery back was fine. Also in my house, I have what's called UPC battery backup surge protectors. I got 2 of those, a small 600 mAh, I don't know what the letters are, and that I use to power my router for my Wi-Fi. And that way, if I lose power, my Wi-Fi or my router will work, and then I'll have Wi-Fi in my house, as long as I said that Comcast has, send me the signal. And then I have another UPS unit in my office, which powers my computer and the screens and printer. That's a bigger one. I believe that one's 1,500. That one, a 1,500 will last 2 to 3 hours, where that 600 one will last 15, 20 minutes, depending if you're using it. So then, also, like I said, those are also surge protectors. But in the video, I'll have pictures of them from Amazon showing what I have. So then we'll move on to something next. Let's see. This here battery. I bought this just before Irma. It is a deep cycle battery, 12 volt, which I keep charged up with this battery maintainer. So I keep this battery maintainer on it, and it's automatic. Once the battery is charged, it doesn't charge it anymore. So then it powers off. But I keep this plugged in all the time, so I keep power to this battery. Except this battery is since Irma. So that's 2017. So I don't know how much juice would be in this battery anymore, but I do keep it charged up. I haven't used it. But to have a battery like this, then you're going to need a power inverter. So this one here is a 750 watt power inverter, which will power up a few items, which during Irma, I had some floor fans to keep circulation in the house. So then this type here, I can just hook right in to the battery terminals. And like I said, this one here is 750, well, actually it's 1,500 peak watt, but 750 continuous wattage. So that's a pretty good size. They make them all the way up to 3,000-4,000, a power inverter. So then a lot of people don't realize, if you got a golf cart, let me take some of this stuff off the golf cart here. I should have did that before the video. There are 6 batteries in there, but these are 8-volt batteries. My golf cart is turn myself around. My golf cart is a 48-volt golf cart. Some are 36. So 48 volts, you can either have 6 8-volt batteries or 4 12-volt batteries. Which the 12-volt batteries would be nice. You can just disconnect them individually and then use that power inverter to power up like cell phones or a small fan or something. So most golf carts, if you have headlights and or directionals or stuff, you got what's called a power converter in it somewhere. And that way it converts the 48 volts down to 12 volts. So you can have like a radio in it like I have. I added this radio. And then, so that way you have 12 volts. The thing is, it's hard to find where that converter is. So I ended up adding my own converter. I made this box here for my golf cart. So I added a converter inside this box. And so then I convert my 48 volts to 12 volts. And then I'm able to use this power inverter with a cigarette, because I added a cigarette light circuit. And I just plugged that in. And now I got 120 volts, which I power out like these Christmas lights on my golf cart. But the thing is, you can also plug in, like I said, a phone charger or a small fan. But this power inverter, this one's only 150 watts, so you can't do a lot with this one. But there are other ways you can plug into your converter. Like I said, you got to tap in, but just always make sure you use the right size wire, that you're not drawing too much current through a smaller wire, because that could be a fire hazard. So like I said, a golf cart is a way to have power. Some golf carts, mine didn't have it, but some golf carts, let me turn myself around. Some golf carts have, like built-in cigarette lighters, and that way you can use the power from your batteries, your golf cart, when you lose power at your house. Now we'll move on to the bigger items. Generators. This is a generator I brought from Wisconsin when I moved down here. This one is 2,500 watts. This one I had during Irma, so I was able to have a fan going, and I could keep power to one of my refrigerators. The only downfall is I had to run extension cords into my house through a window. So after Irma, I broke down and I bought a bigger generator. This one here is 12,000 watts. So what I did also, I added a battery maintainer on this one. So I keep this plugged in all the time so I can keep the battery charged, because when I didn't have the maintainer, the 1 year I wanted to start the generator, I did not have any power. The battery is dead. So I had to charge the battery up. So now I keep it charged all the time. So that's one item you want to make sure that you keep your battery charged, because it will go dead within 3 or 4 months. So then this is a 12,000. So this one here, I got 2 air conditioning units, central airs in my house, a 3-ton and a 4-ton. So what I had the air conditioning guy do, he added to my air conditioning units what I call kickstart units. And it makes, when the condenser starts or the compressor starts, it draws less amperage. So it's easier on a portable generator. So with that size 12,000 watt generator, I'm able to run my 3-ton air conditioner. But I haven't tried the 4-ton, because like I said, I got the generator and the kickstart units after Irma. But I did try the 3-ton unit, because basically I only need one air conditioning unit. But it might do the 4-ton. I ain't 100% positive. But the thing is, once you have your generator air conditioning unit started, then it's not drawing as many amps. It's the startup what kills a generator, by having drawing so many amps from your compressor on your air conditioning unit. So what I did, I had installed what's called an interlock kit in my circuit box. So this is an interlock kit. The reason I like this is because now I can use any one of these circuits. Another option you could do with a generator is get what's called a transfer switch. But with the transfer switch, you're limited to circuits. I've only seen them up to like 10 circuits you can add. So then that is a separate box that will get mounted, a transfer switch get mounted on the outside of your circuit panel, and then you flip the switch on that transfer switch. One thing I like about now the interlock kit, I'm able to turn on any item I want. So I can have one of my air conditioning units going, or I can shut that off and have my hot water heater going. Shut that off, have my stove going. Because you can't have big 30 to 50 amp things going at once with the size generator I have. So then, so here's directions then how to use the interlock kit with a generator. So I keep that taped inside. So then when the interlock hit, you turn off your main fuse, which I don't want to do. I don't want to shut the power off. So then when you flip this up, that locks the main fuse. Then this circuit you have to add, circuit breaker, and then when this goes up, you're able to flip this off, and then it gives power to the whole circuit panel. So then, this is the power cord, a 20-foot power cord I use for my generator. And then I have a box outside, which I just took some pictures, which I'll add to my video. And I plug that cord in to the box outside, and then I plug into my generator, which I have on the front of my garage. So that way I could have the garage door shut with the generator running. And if I had to, I got a cable, and I'm going to lock it around the rail. So to keep honest people honest, or the dishonest people honest, from stealing my generator. So one thing about this generator here, this is a dual fuel, which means it takes gasoline and or propane, which is nice. I always run it off of gas, and I don't want to start it today because I don't have any gas in my generator. I only put a little bit in just to make sure it runs, and then I wait till a hurricane is coming, and I got a bunch of gas cans that I keep filled, not right now, and I got them gas cans filled, and I'll dump a little gas in just to make sure the generator runs. And then once I would be ready to use your generator, I'll dump the gas in it. I don't like keeping gas in it. Even though I buy the non-ethanol gas, otherwise you should drain your generator, the gas tank. Otherwise, old gas is no good for a carburetor. So I hope this video helps people during a hurricane, especially people that just moved down here from the north that haven't really been in a hurricane. And like I said, I moved here in 2016, and 2017 Irma hit. So that was my first taste of a hurricane. And then Ian hit last year, but I never lost power or anything, so I lucked out. I think that's all the devices I have for backup. All right, everybody. Well, like I said, Scott, the Wisconsin, Florida project guy, without a project, but just information, and I hope this video helps. All right, everybody, take care. Hey there, everybody. Scott, the Wisconsin, Florida project guy. One item I forgot to add to my first video was regarding power to your house during a hurricane or power outage. I forgot about a whole house generator. That's one system you can add. The only thing is, where we live, you have to have a propane system. We do not have natural gas, so you either have to bury a propane tank in your yard or have bigger vertical tanks, like 100-pound, or I think they make them of 250-pound vertical ones. I'm not 100% positive, but then you'd have to have that type of system. One thing nice about a whole house generator is, yes, I mean, if you got a big enough one, you'd be able to run 2 AC units. But otherwise, yeah, then same thing, you'd be able to power up your whole house. That system can get quite costly, but some people like to spend the money and have that security as that type of backup. All right, so I got to get going. I just thought about that, so I just want to add it to the other video. All right, everybody, take care.